What's up guys, you have your boy Jordan GK back with another video. Are you stressed out? Do you want better sleep? Are you struggling with anxiety, worry, all that good stuff? Look on the screen right now. There is this is 30-minute meditation. Sorry for the stutter there. This channel will help all of those issues out, man. Sleep, stress, anxiety. We cover relaxing sounds, chakra meditation. I personally don't do it. I just make the videos. But I thought I'd let you guys know on my channel. Those of you that are going through rough stuff. These videos can help you out. These videos are massive, man. Honestly, they've helped me out so much. Not just my own videos, but there are other meditative videos out there on YouTube. But I'm telling you, if you want better sleep, you want to stop worrying about this stuff, make sure you meditate to this stuff, man. Make sure you really sit down, sit down, relax, even before you go to bed, man. 30 minutes before you go to bed. Just listen to the rain, listen to the campfire, whatever video you want to listen to, man, and this will help you out, man, massively. Get rid of those negative thoughts, think about positive thoughts, and there you have it, guys. But anyway, let's get back to today's video. We are looking at stereotypes about Americans. Oh shit. Damn, now it's my turn. Now I obviously don't know a lot about American people. All I see about America is on the news. That's the only footage or thing I hear from America. I don't have any American friends or any of that stuff, so I would not know about the stereotypes. But let's see if any of them would relate to what I think about Americans, shall we? Anyway, before we start this video, make sure to leave it with a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you're up to date with my latest content. Without further ado, let's get straight into this video.
To stereotype, to believe in or to cast forth oversimplified ideas about certain groups, and in today's case, a nationality. Is it really true that all Italians are passionate lovers and equally passionate about food? Do the Brits have stiff upper lips and bad teeth? Are Canadians simple, outdoorsy types with an enthusiasm for chopping wood? Well, today we are going to look at just one country. In this episode of the Infographic Show, Common Stereotypes About Americans. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. The big, bold, brash American. How true is that? There is a stereotype that Americans are a big or fat nation. The stereotype is partly true if you believe the World Health Organization. According to 2015 data, the USA was the most obese Western nation in the world, but it only came 16th on the list, which included all the world's nations. The island of Nauru in the region of Micronesia came first on the list. Reports suggest Americans actually exercise a lot, but with a diet of fast food, high sugar intake, and super-sized portions, US citizens will have a hard time running off the extra pounds. We might take bold and brash to sometimes mean arrogant and dismissive of other cultures. Who hasn't seen those viral video clips wherein Americans are subjected to global knowledge questions and come out looking like they know little about?
Do you know what's mad, yeah? Like I said, in my previous video, it doesn't surprise me that the Americans are up there with obesity, because the amount of calories that you consume within, it could be a burger, but the amount of shit that's in there, you don't know. Whereas over here, we have a burger, the calorie count is much lower, man. And the amount of sugar, the amount of salt, all that shit that they're putting in there, it's just double the amount. It's crazy. Even this one, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're teaching over there. I don't know whether you actually do geography class, but I mean, I've seen some really bad videos, man, where they're asking you about geographical locations, and they don't even know where Asia is. They don't even know. I've seen some American people on YouTube, and it's like they think Africa's a country. It's like, no, it's a continent. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether this is true, though. I really don't.
About the world. According to the writer and habitually quoted academic Noam Chomsky, the average American knows a lot more about sports than global politics. The gas station attendant who wants to use his mind isn't going to waste his time on international affairs because that's useless. He can't do anything about it, said Chomsky, stating that people use their expertise where they think it counts. He also said to be critical and disobedient went against the grain, and so most Americans just join in the debate at the trivial level and know very little about deconstructing global politics. Someone writing on Quora said the education system, the TV media, are US-centric. She also pointed out that America is large enough to travel around extensively, and foreign travel can be prohibitively expensive. The State Department said in 2016 that 64% of Americans don't even own a passport. But then you could ask, with such a large and beautiful country, do they need one? Another stereotype related to lack of knowledge about other countries might be that Americans watch way too much television and that sometimes those shows are a tad mind-numbing. Well, Americans do top the list of being the most avid TV watchers in the world. According to a Recode article in 2016, the average American watches 4.3 hours of TV a day. The older generation more so than the younger generation, who prefer spending time using other devices. It depends on what you watch on TV, but one could ask if you could equate the global ignorance stereotype with being the country that is glued to what has sometimes been called the idiot box more than anyone else. We are starting to sound quite negative now. So what about all those positive stereotypes? The well-known English writer Stephen Fry once said that after traveling around...
That's true. That's the 100... When I went to America when I was younger, man, like, they are so friendly. So polite, friendly, caring. Like, you go into a restaurant. Hi, sir, can I take your jacket, man? Hey, what would you like, man? I'll give you... Like, they are so... You come over here. Hi. Yep, table for two. All right, this way. Cool. And then literally, you sit there, have to wait an extra 20 minutes for someone to come up to you. Oh, do you want to order? And then they expect a fucking tip at the end of it. No. What have you done? You haven't said, I'll be right with you, sir, man. I'm coming at, like, you're not trying to build that relationship with the customer. You're just fucking putting us in the seat, and then you're going to come, maybe you don't even come over. Maybe someone else comes over to order our food. It's ridiculous. But let me get back to the Americans. They are the best at table service. They are the best at drawing in the crowd, building relationships, all that good stuff, man. Like, they are the best, 100%.
Around the USA for a while making a TV program, one thing he most admired was the friendliness and positive outlook of Americans. He extolled what he called American optimism, and that American people believed they could improve and do what they wanted to if they tried. This all may boil down to what we might call the American dream and the pursuit of happiness. Are all Americans like this? A report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime put Americans 8th on the list of most drug-addicted countries, noting that the prescription painkiller epidemic is presently very worrying. North America had the highest amount of drug-related deaths of all continents in 2015, with the report stating, in the United States, nearly 500,000 people are estimated to have died from drug overdoses since 2000. Just recently, the New York Times reported that drug overdoses in the US were rising faster than ever. Perhaps American optimism is partially true, but American OxyContin addiction undermines the positive outlook stereotype. What about guns? Americans love their guns, right? According to The Telegraph in 2016, Americans do indeed have more...
Again, I honestly, I don't want to make this video look negative, but some of the shit, that this video, the stereotypes, like, some of these stereotypes are really bad. Like, the only one good one is being optimistic and being helpful, friendly. Like, fair enough, but we've had drug overdose, we've had obesity, we've had too much TV, social media, now we have guns, like... Fucking hell. Like, I don't know whether it's the government. I have no idea, but... Man, I don't know.
More guns per person than any other country in the world. The data tells us there are 112.6 per 100 citizens, more than a gun for every person. It's true that many Americans support the right to bear arms, but it's also true that many other Americans support tighter gun control or the banning of guns altogether. A recent Pew Research poll found that 52% of Americans support stricter gun control, while only 18% wanted less strict control. A Gallup poll in 2016 said that 76% of Americans said handguns should not be banned for all people, not including authorities, but 23% said they should. Another stereotype is that Americans are loud and sometimes rude. An op-ed in the Huffington Post seems to agree with this assertion. Awareness of how personal actions impact others seems to be a weak point for Americans in general, said the writer. This translates to the perceived ignorant persona Americans abroad present, she added. There are many reasons put forward as to why this is, especially when abroad, but the main one is that instilled in Americans is not only a positive outlook, but also self-importance. importance. People think they should be heard, and this also goes back to embracing freedom of speech and saying what the hell you want to say, goddammit. This has sometimes been taken as rude in a situation where an American will complain about the service or food in a restaurant, but perhaps these people only think they are enjoying their right to do that. In Japan, there's a saying, hit the nail that sticks out, while in America it might be more applicable to say, be sure to make good use of your protuberance. This also might align with the stereotype of American patriotism. When British students asked American students questions about stereotypes, one Brit kid asked why Americans were so patriotic. Some American students didn't deny it and gave good answers. One student said, "We are a major melting pot country. Rather than history or a common language that unites us, we are united by freedom, which is what it means to be American." It is, however, possibly a weak stereotype, as another student said he wasn't patriotic at all, and another called patriotism mere mob mentality. A Gallup poll said that in 2016, only 53% of Americans said they felt extremely proud to be American. This compares to 70% who said yes to that question in 2003. It said the younger generation was the cause of this huge change, which mirrors the mob mentality students' belief. Sometimes you'll notice in Europe there's a certain snootiness that Americans are not cultured. This to some extent could be true, as the United States is relatively new, and so we can't really credit the country for a renaissance of culture. But hold on, what about the great transcendentalist movement of the 19th century with its poets and philosophers that is making a comeback today against hyper-consumerist values? This later led to the free-spirited Beat generation and the books of Jack Kerouac. In music, America gave us the blues, originating from Africa.
Let me tell you something about music in America, man. Like, I would probably say the American culture when it comes to music, they're up there, man, 100%. 100%, man. Like, blues, jazz, funk, all of that kind of good stuff, man. Like, they are up there for me when it comes to music culture. 100%. 100%.
African Americans in the Mississippi Delta. It gave us New Orleans jazz. It gave us, to a large extent, the hippie 60s and the American Kool-Aid acid test. In New York in the 70s, we got disco, and following that came the hip-hop movement. Throughout those years, writers vied to write the great American novels. Some of them, such as Joseph Heller, Philip Roth, and Toni Morrison, wrote literary masterpieces that will go down as books that changed the world. Can we really say that Americans are uncultured? So, what do you think of these American stereotypes?
What do I think of these American stereotypes? I don't know, man. I don't know. For me, I would probably say, I mean, there are a lot of good things, but there are a lot of bad things, man. That's the thing. There are a lot of bad things. Like the gun law, I don't really understand that, how over 70% of people said that they want handguns. They don't want handguns being banned. I mean, the whole gun law thing, listen, like the whole gun law thing, we can just push out the window, because that's never ever going to stop over in the US. It will never stop, because too many people have guns now, and they're just too easy to come by in that country, in America. So I don't think the gun law, if someone was to put a halt to gun law, people would still have guns. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to hide guns. People hide guns over there. They have, so it's very hard to change that. I think it's not good for the generations coming up, because I don't think there's people going around communities and teaching people why or how to use handguns, why you should use the handgun, you're not using it for violence. But there's always going to be people over there that are idiots. Same as this country, there are always going to be idiotic people that are going to use guns for violence. So it's hard to come by that. Everywhere in the world there's violence, gun violence, knife crime. So you can't get away with that. The obesity thing can be changed, I think, but no one's going to stop that, because the amount of money they're making in businesses over there is ridiculous. If they started promoting health, the wealth ain't going to come. When people say health is wealth, it's absolute bollocks, because consumers, businesses, they make more money through fast foods than they do healthy food. So that's entirely bullshit. I mean, they say if you eat healthy, you become wealthy. But no, the actual businesses and consumers are making more money off fast food. So they're not going to stop that. Same over here. But I think they can change the amount of calories you consume, the amount of ingredients they're putting into your foods, the amount of chemicals they're pumping in there. That could be reduced. But again, money. And I've always seen America as a big money big money country. If you go to America, you can make good money. Like you start something, you can make cash. So for me, it's good. That's a good thing. For me, that is a positive thing. Like if you go to America, you have the American dream. You can almost pretty much make a living out there if you go over there to America. You know, you can. Or there's always opportunity for money. There's always doors opening. But yeah. Listen, who am I to sit here and say America's this, America's that? It's the same in England, man. We have bad shit going on. Our knife crime is probably higher than America's knife crime. You know, we have a high knife crime going on at the moment, man. Guns, not so much, because guns can be hard to come by in this country, even though there have been gun violence, but they're very, very hard to come by. We don't get the opportunity to get a gun license and all that stuff. You know, we just can't. So that is why the gun violence over here is minimal. I mean, you hardly hear someone being shot. I mean, maybe the odd occasion you hear it, but rarely. It's more knife crime, you know, beating with a baseball bat, all that kind, you know, those kind of weapons. Never guns really, like AKs and rifles. If it was going to be a gun, it would be a handgun. It wouldn't be a damn AK or a rifle or anything like that. So, but anyway, guys, man, listen, our world is, at the moment, is fucked up anyway. Like, despite where you live, like, you know, the way society is now, society is very bad. It's almost like people are just getting by, even though we know it's bad, and it's like no one's making a change. I mean, there are a certain amount of people that do try and make a change on this planet, but majority of us, we just try and get by, because it's like you need everyone to change, not just 5% of people. You need 95, at least 95, or at least over half of people to change, and that's just not going to happen. It won't happen. You know, I believe it's too late for that. Even with climate change, like how many years we've been saying climate change is on the rise, climate change is on the rise. People don't want to listen. Now look, we can literally physically see climate change is affecting our planet, and no one's putting a stop to it. No one is saying, do you know what, if we keep doing this to our planet, we're going to be fucked. Our race is going to be done for. You know, if it happened to the damn dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs didn't have fucking the intelligence like us. Yeah, if the dinosaurs can go extinct, then we can fucking go extinct. And that's what people don't realize. Like, people think that we're going to be on this planet forever. Listen, if people think the human race is going to be here forever, then fuck me. They're living in cuckoo land, man. I'm telling you. But, you know, we do our best, innit? We do our best to get by. It's as simple as that. But I hope you enjoy that one, man. I always have to try and explain myself after the videos, because it would be stupid. Why would I watch a video, comment on the video, and then not have my say on it? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. That's why I always do it. Even though some of you think I do, you know, go on and talk a lot, but I have to do it. Have to explain myself, man. But anyway, guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed that video, man. Business inquiries, my email's in the description. But yeah, you here with your boy Jordan GK, and I will see you in the next video.